One of the most shocking revelations I've ever seen, because it really truly was a concentration camp.
The tests used for everyday household products would not seem out of place in a medieval torture chamber. There's the Drey's eye irritancy test, which involves dripping substances into the eyes of rabbits to measure, quote, progressive deterioration. Or the lethal dose test, in which substances such as oven cleaner or nail polish are pumped through tubes into the stomachs and lungs of animals until a percentage of them die. Even some pet food companies, such as Iams, conduct cruel tests on animals. At Iams labs worldwide, dogs who have been mutilated in experiments or driven mad from confinement suffer through needless tests, including one in which muscle tissue was hacked out of dogs' thighs. Deep inside Columbia University, past the law school where Franklin Delano Roosevelt studied and the former classrooms of investment guru Warren Buffett, there's a primate lab that would seem right at home in a Stephen King novel. In a steel cage in this lab lives a monkey named 88N182. She has languished there since 1994. A heavy pipe was recently implanted in her skull for the sole purpose of inducing stress so that the experimenter could then study the connection between stress and the menstrual cycle. Down the hall lived Handsome, a baboon scarred and tattooed following a hideous experimental surgery. In a room nearby are pregnant baboons wearing metal backpacks that pump nicotine and morphine into their bodies and the bodies of their fetuses. A continent away, in Jerusalem, lives Malish, an inmate of Hebrew University, whose skull was cut in half while he was still conscious in order to insert electrodes into his brain to test his visual memory. During the experiment on Malish, one of the experimenters was quoted as saying, "We did all kinds of nonsense, simply so we can do something." One of the saddest aspects of the torture inflicted by charities that still experiment on animals is that it is paid for by well-meaning people who have absolutely no idea that their $25 checks are paying for such things as sewing the eyes of kittens shut, burning live dogs, and cementing circuitry into the skulls of cats. The kitten seen in this footage was born in Boys Town National Research Hospital. Her skull was open, nerves to her ears were cut, and she was placed screaming back into a cage with her mother, who could do nothing to help her.